to. Adeb. In the context of behaviour, referring to prescribed Islamic etiquette, refinement, good manners, morals, decorum, decency, humanists. Al-adab has been defined as a decency of morality. Now, this is important for me to mention because I have been spending pretty much the last couple of days dealing with the lack of adab, specifically with involving some young people specifically on a different platform. Now, I'm not going to go immediately into details about it, but I wanted to give an update towards my YouTube subscribers why I have been laxed Monday and Tuesday, and pretty much has been left to today where I am basically trying to play catch up. I've spent ferociously combing through hundreds and hundreds of comments on one of the other social media platforms that has basically been of dozens and dozens and dozens of young impressionable youths in part of a certain particular creed or aqeedah that refuses to apologise when they have been caught out being immoral, being disgusting and being rude towards an Islamic sister on that app. And I wanted to talk about how important it is for Islamic scholars to start their conversations with young boys who are learning about aqeedah with manners. How important manners are. And on this app, I am extremely careful with what I say, what I do, and how I perceive myself in the public's eye. Now, on that child app, I am not necessarily as well gifted in my behaviour because I let myself slip. I pretty much go onto that child app specifically for my own amusement, for seeing the joke videos, for winding down per se. But there are times when I have to be a little bit more serious, a little bit more adult, a little bit more nuance, if you like. And much of what I'm doing and why I do it is solely for the entertainment value on that child app. Because let's be realistic, that's what it is, it's a child app. And yes, dawah is important on that app, so it becomes quite a bit of a scene. But when you have children who lack any and all basic decency, call sisters foul, unpleasant Urdu words that are translated into English, and then claim that they are jokes, people wonder why those of us at the mature adult means decide to, rightly so, call these young men up and tell them they need to apologise. But heaven forbid that a certain aqeedah will get extremely offended by that notion of apologies. Forgiving apologies is considered weakness in that new revisionistical aqeedah. That the nature of manners and adab are almost alien to it, to the point where one cannot speak in any way, capacity or normality when it comes towards manners. And the fact that the love for Rusulu is so high by many of the other aqeeds that the manners of our Prophet are the things that we all aspire to. And alhamdulillah, I am not an angel. We all know this. I mean, anybody who knows me from the cross platforms that I'm on will know very clearly that I am not some kind of paladin. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I'm not a paladin. My language is not perfect. I do have a potty mouth, and I recognise I have a potty mouth. But I do try my best. And when I am wrong, alhamdulillah, I do apologise. And it is the begging for forgiveness of your ummah whilst recognising the sins that you've committed by refusing to apologise seems to be accredited to one form of aqeedah. And you can all guess it. It is the Salafah. They are unquestionably the aqeedah that upholds this failure to uphold their young men in mannerisms and dignity and decency and morality. And it's this type of lack of available decorum and morals and good manners that is much of the problem. And it's critically so here in the West, where a lot of white reverts of the Salafah are completely skipped of any and all matters of manners. And this is the problem we live in. But for now, I'm going to leave this as a cautionary tale, because I don't want to bring out my evidence. Because if you sin in public, you will be held accountable in public. And this is something that everybody but the Salafi do not understand. But if we must go down this road of holding multi-platformed conversations, I will. I will bring all of my receipts. I will plaster it on Instagram. I will plaster it here all over YouTube. I will plaster it if I need to on Facebook. I am very capable of escalating these events to a point where it becomes ad nauseum, because I will not allow any young Muslim man to think that he can get away with insulting sisters within my presence and assuming I will do nothing. Unfortunately, you will very quickly learn I can be a very, very unpleasant human being if you cross my Islamic morals. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is just a brief update on what seems to be becoming quite an unnecessary saga, of which but one apology, this could all vanish. But alhamdulillah, the brother involved doesn't want to apologise. So it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, we're going down a rabbit hole. Speak to you soon.